Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we're live. Oh yeah, I'm hearing myself now. All right. Uh,
Okay. Can I hear myself now? Oh, okay.
And is on default instead of my this one. Yes.
yeah, you're coming through on my end. There's a delay for us.
Yeah, I'm just mute the YouTube and.
Yep, yeah. No, I was just testing to make sure we were actually coming through, but yeah, we are. This is good.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
also needed to fix my mic for YouTube. And let me hear myself real quick.
We were actually coming through, but yeah, we are. This is good.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm also gonna go default for you so I can keep it. Oh god, I'm also gonna go default for you so I can. We were actually coming through, but yeah, we are. What chat? But you know, we'll look at the chat. See what happens for you so I can keep.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows indeed? Who knows indeed? Once the fucking maybe YouTube will actually fucking use its subscriber function for once and actually fucking send people fucking notifications.
Click that bell.
What?
It happens.
What?
It happens.
What? YouTube actually fucking working? What is this madness? What do you mean YouTube actually fucking working? That's bullshit. Of course not. How would?
No, it only has a uTorrent client. We're gonna get banned. You're still using fucking uTorrent and not like Qubit torrent?
Yeah.
You're using the old version that's
yeah,
pre-ads.
2.22, whatever.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah, because everyone switched over to Qubit.
Nah, man. Gotta use a uTorrent.
Ellie's old school. He's old school in the new school.
Media Classic Player. CCCP.
Yeah, man.
No alternatives.
Yeah, Windows Media Player, Windows XP.
Winamp. Yeah, you get fucking Winamp, you get Windows XP, you have Rainmeter going.
Well, I don't have Rainmeter.
Oh man, the true way to fucking play, the true king way of doing it, right there.
And anyway, I'm to maybe go back to this part. Lolly, have you seen how this is working? My editing.
Yeah, Ellie's fancying up the editing. We're gonna be fancy boys now. We're gonna have waveforms and shit. We got waveforms. Ever heard of it? Oh no.
Lolly is stunned with silence.
Yeah.
No, I was just readjusting my shit.
Oh.
Alright, yeah. We got waveforms. Ever heard of them? We're gonna have glowing borders around the video. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
I fucking love Urban Rescue Ranch, man. That guy's great. Fucking Zoomer cunt.
Who?
So he's a guy. Okay, so maybe we should go live, and I could talk about.
Well, we are live.
Are we live, public live, or are we live
the entire time?
Oh, okay. All right, whatever. So Urban Rescue. So he's this guy, right? Who's in I think he's in Texas. Who's somewhere around that area, and he basically just has a bunch of farm animals in his backyard, and he posts YouTube videos of him doing all the farm shit, and he's he brought a crack house in Waco, and he's trying to convert it into an animal sanctuary.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not even joking. He like straight up just brought a crack house, and the last like 20, like
In,
the last few
Waco,
videos.
Texas?
Yes, Waco, Texas. He brought a crack house in Waco, Texas, and he's slowly the most budget because he has no money. He's like relying on fucking people to help him, and he's just doing all this crazy nonsense. And it's like every time he actually gets something like running water or electricity, he's like, "Yeah, we got electricity. Ever heard of it?" It's fucking hilarious.
I'll take your word for
got,
it, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we got asbestos in the walls. Ever heard of it? And he just... And yeah, no, it's actually quite funny. His humor is definitely very zoomery, and he like does all the big Chungus Among Us memes and shit. But I don't know, I just find it funny. The idea of this fucking dude, like he's got Kevin the he has what? They're not ostriches. They're like big birds, right? I can never fucking remember what they're called.
So,
I think it's like
I'm just going to put this out there, right? So, we confirmed that this is working, yes?
Yeah.
Alright, so, if we confirm that, we can kill this, restart the stream, so we're not, they'll have this weird, like, private this and restart it so we don't have this weird fucking, like, you know...
Oh, we can trim out the beginning. That's not an issue.
Oh, yeah,
well,
I guess we can.
You should change the title of the stream from is this working to change it from is this working to yes it's working.
Sure.
And that's it. That's it. Nothing else. No fucking video, fucking shit. Just Also, I'm gonna share the link out, by the way, to see if we can get some more.
So we already have 3 viewers, and I assume
yeah. We have Ali.
Hmm.
We have 3 viewers. Yeah. I wonder who they could be.
Well, it's not me because I'm not watching the YouTube.
Well, I don't know. I haven't put the link out yet, but I'm gonna put the link out. Like.
Neither did I like my own video.
I didn't either. Shit.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's Necro! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hi, Necro.
Hey.
SpaghettiOs. We're just we're just shooting the shit right now, having a grand old time. Having a grand old time shooting the shit. I'm talking about Urban Rescue Ranch, that Chad man. Fucking
this anime podcast
thing.
is obviously going to talk about the total opposite of anime and also have fucking shit in the background. John,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you here?
I'm just making the new thingies and testing out new other things.
Yeah, so if you haven't guessed, AniTube's been pretty fucking dry lately, so we're getting a bit desperate, and we've decided it's time to start actually being YouTubers. And YouTubers do this thing called live streaming, right? Like they do this whole like thing where they talk to people in the chat and they do the things, right?
We're going to be acting like the most boring motherfuckers in the world, and somehow you faggots... Oh, I can't say that on live stream. Somehow you guys are going to watch it. I have a pass because I'm bi, so,
Well, there you go. It's fine. It's fine. You got your F-bomb pass. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to encroach on Nick Cricata's grift. We gotta turn the grift levels up.
Oh, God.
What? Nick said, what? TOS? Oh no.
Yeah,
oh
shit.
no.
That didn't happen.
Hey, I just want it to be on the record. This was Lolly's idea. This is all on him. This is your fault. If we get banned, it's your responsibility for killing us.
Yeah.
Which is I guess the best fucking. It's the best outcome, I guess. So yeah, while I guess we have our audience of like five viewers, I'll go back to talking about Urban Rescue Ranch. So he's got these like, what the fuck are they called? It's not an ostrich, but it's like an ostrich. It's like a giant bird. It's like a rama or something.
An emu?
No, it's not an emu. It's like it's called like a rama or something. It's
I don't
in the
even
same
know what that
family.
is.
So it's like a giant fuck off bird, right? And he's got two of them. He has Kevin and Karen, right? Now Kevin is an aggressive motherfucker, and every time he walks out into the backyard, Kevin fluffs up his feathers and just starts trying to kill him. And he has to like have a riot shield, and he like shield bashes this giant bird. And he got in trouble once, because people were like, "Why are you abusing the Raymer or whatever?" Because Peter, right? And he's like, "Nah, you don't." Like, he made a whole video where he tried to like explain. It's like when these things have like aggressive behavior like that, the only way to stop them is to like bash them back, because it's like a territorial thing. Where he's like, because he's like, he has these fucking things in his backyard, right? So he's like, he has to go out, he goes out with like Minecraft foam swords and shit, and he just starts beating the shit out of this bird. It's great. Necro's deciding if he wants to join or not.
Oh,
Man, Necro, you're welcome. You're welcome if you want.
Oh damn,
you
he has the power to.
Yeah, you can just join if you want. Like it's the same server chat we always do shit in. So, but yeah, other than me watching the fucking American. Oh yeah, he has a kangaroo. That's right. That's the one I was forgetting. He's got a kangaroo that he calls the baby, and every time he sees the every time he sees the baby, he's like, "Whoa, is that hit rapper and artist the baby?" Based in Second Amendment pilled the baby. I fucking love it. I fucking love Urban Rescue Ranch, man. He's so fucking funny.
So what up, Necro?
Hello. By the way, I think I had a record speed run on how to get people mad at me again.
Oh yeah, what did you do? Since we're not doing anything else, how did you piss off people today, Necro? What have you done?
So this all takes place yesterday, and I guess technically the story begins like a week or so ago. And it's not my fault. I was just searching around because I was like, man, the Steam Deck looks pretty cool. So I do as any other person does.
Cool. Yeah,
and I found console peasants being mad. No, mainly Nintoddlers. They were pretty upset.
Yeah, I heard that the Nintendo peeps think that the Steam Deck is competing with them or some gay shit. I don't know why they would.
I doubt it.
I don't know why they would think that, because sure, it's like a similar form factor, but it's like a completely different. It's like a completely different fucking setup, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, and
because here's the thing. Well, because here's the thing, right? They're always going to have their Nintendo exclusives, right? They're always going to have their Nintendo Switches. No one's going to take that away from them, right? Like, I don't understand why they're mad, right? It's like, another piece of hardware has entered the same kind of form factor. Oh no, whatever will we do?
But that's the thing. They think that they're gonna steal their precious Nintendo Switches away, or that Nintendo will stop loving them for some reason. So
Gabe Newell is just gonna break into their house and just steal their Switches.
Yeah, I really can't wait to get my hands on my Gabe gear, because I really got some games to play on the go. So I was looking through to see who was mad, and the toddlers were the most angriest people. So I found this guy, Bubby Toad, and I said, why is he saying this is gonna fail? And so I watched the video for like about a minute or two, and I kind of got all I needed to know, and I said, oh Jesus. So I saw that Griffin was streaming, Griffin Gaming, a good friend of the channel, and I was like, you know what? he'd get a kick out of this because he's like probably more hyped about the Steam Deck than I am. So I sent it to him a couple of days ago, and he watches it on stream and kind of gives his thoughts as he's watching it on stream. And then today he dropped the video, but I had dropped mine yesterday of the same thing. And I kid you not, this dude, Bubby Toad, got so mad at me because I know it was about me. He just danced around it for a while, and
Right.
he'd already gotten mass disliked on the other video. It's at 14% according to vidIQ, so not very high at all. And then he made another the apology video, which wasn't an apology video. It was more like oh, I'm sorry that you guys can't, like, you guys are, disliking the video. I mean, I was just saying that it might not succeed because, I mean, look at all these other examples. Steam hasn't made anything profitable. I mean, they only had 100,000 sales and pre-orders, but the Nintendo Switch had 2 million.
I don't know where he can get that, because from what I understand, isn't the Index the VR headset? I've heard that that's one of the better ones. It's more expensive, but I've heard that it's one of the better ones on the market right now, next to the Oculus and the HDR, or HTC. So yeah, I don't know where he'd be coming from with that, where he's like, oh, well, Valve hasn't put out anything. It's like,
Yeah,
well, he's
the
thinking.
thing-
Go ahead.
Well, to be the other guy, and I happen to own a Switch besides my massively 390 gaming card beast PC. Valve has made the controller, the Steam Link, and Steam boxes.
Actually, I'll correct you there. I don't actually think the Steam boxes happened. I think that kind of got quietly.
They had Steam machines, is what they called them.
It kind of happened, but it kind of didn't. Like, it was like they sort of abandoned the idea a little bit partway through and sort of soft.
But there were some sold.
Yeah, some of them came out, but it wasn't the big thing that they were hoping it was going to be, and they quietly kind of
so I believe that Steam boxes came first, and they got kind of killed right as the first one came out. The Steam controller wasn't well received and wasn't made anything past the first batch. Steam Link was more popular, but it had 0 advertisements, and they did a big cleaning.
I'm kind of sad about it, because I have one, right? I can talk about the Steam Link because I have one. Because I got it for $1 at
They phased them out because they went like the digital route where you could play them on your phone or your mobile devices, so you didn't have to use it unless you wanted it for your TV. But
well, the thing with the Steam Link was, for my use case, right? I actually thought it was a nifty little thing, right? It was just you just kind of like plug it into your TV, you plug it into the internet, and you can just play your games on your TV. Like, it's, I mean, the argument could be made of, if the TV is close enough to your computer, you could just shove an HDMI cable into it and do it that way, but I don't know. I felt like it was a really nifty little thing. I think the only downside to it was only like, what, 1080p, 60 or something, which I guess is a bit of a limitation, but I don't know. I felt like it got shafted a little bit. I agree with you that they should have advertised it better.
Yes,
because I think it was actually a pretty, like, shit, for like $1. You know, I guess that might be clouding my judgment a bit, because I got it for like $1. If I hadn't have gotten it for $1, maybe I'd be more critical. But it's like,
well, I have also a Steam Link, and my experience is somewhat more negative because it just wouldn't connect to my PC whatsoever, and when it did, it was very choppy and not smooth, and using a keyboard on it didn't work at all. So, and also controllers didn't want to connect to it, with the USB. So
so it's mixed. It's mixed. Let's say that.
But you see, those are all valid points, and just from that frame of reference, you can say, yeah, that's not going to do so great. But he didn't list most of those things. I think the only thing he listed was a Steam box, and that was it. None of the other things that you said, and that's fine. He doesn't have to.
That's probably because he's thinking like console related, like he's probably relating like the Steam Machine / Steam Box stuff to like console hardware
Well,
or something.
the thing is though, is that the Steam, what's it called again? Steam.
But the Steam Deck, the little handheld.
Oh,
the Steam Deck. The
oh yeah,
handheld one,
I only refer to it as the Steam console. I forgot it was called the Deck. Steam Deck is kind of just a PC. It's a laptop, a gaming laptop.
Yeah,
and this is more. It's a way more portable solution. And in this guy's video, he goes, well, at this point, it's more convenient for you to, and more portable for you to get a gaming laptop. But the Steam Deck, its main function is that it's portable, and it's almost damn near like
okay.
the Switch.
So there's two things with that. There's two problems with that, right? Because I'm a PC guy. Right? I'm a PC man. All right.
Well, we're all here, PC.
We're all PC man, but I'll tell you about like okay. So here's the problem with what he's saying there. The first problem with gaming laptops is they're overpriced for what you get, right?
Yes.
They're also a lot bulkier than you would expect because they have to deal with the fact that they have to cool big hardware, right? Because when you're doing gaming and stuff, it's going to generate a lot of heat because you're using higher grade components. So a lot of the time, you're going to be sacrificing. Like if your gaming laptop doesn't actually have adequate cooling, then it's not going to be a fun time, right? It's just part of the problem. But of course, that adds to the cost of the thing, right? And that's why things like the Steam Deck and also there's actually. I believe there's a Chinese company, Gamers Nexus did a video on it, which is quite interesting, that's producing something very similar to the Steam Deck, and has been for a while. Like over the last 6 months, they've been producing these like sort of Switch-like kind of things that are it's kind of like the same idea, but it has actual desktop grade hardware in it using a very interesting cooling system. So. To say that, you just buy a gaming laptop, right? Yeah. I'm gonna. So if I had the choice between how much is the Steam Deck right now, like roughly?
It's starting at $399.
Yeah,
American
So American dollars, let's just say let's just say 500 New Zealand, right? So I can talk in my own money, so I don't confuse the fuck out of myself, right? Like let's just for a sake of example, let's say it's a $500 piece of kit, right? If you wanted to get equivalent hardware in a laptop for gaming, you could be spending upwards of $1,000 New Zealand for that, right? Like you're gonna be fucking. It's gonna be up there. Yeah. So yeah, you guys keep going for a second. I'll be back in a minute.
No, you're fine. So the other thing is, there are things that exist, kind of like the GPD Win 3. That exist, where it's kind of like the same kind of concept, except it runs like full Windows 10, and it's supposed to be like a little handheld thing, and you can kind of just play things on it. The only thing I've heard about it that's really negative besides the price is that if you're playing games on it, the text can be kind of like smudged looking, and then it's also kind of small because again it's running at such a resolution that it's not made for that kind of thing, but it can probably be fixed in game or something like that. But it's also just really fucking expensive. So just for the 720p touchscreen tablet version, which has an Intel i5 in it, is already $1,150.
Huh.
But again, that's kind of the thing is Steam. They already, or Gabe Newell said that they are losing money on this, no cap. They're just losing money. But it's kind of to help introduce the market to this new form factor and this new way that they're doing things, which is why they're going to all these different developers to see if they'll help, get their game supported to run on this thing or whatever it is. But you can also just not use the Steam Deck OS, and then you can just use Windows 10. But it's all Linux based anyways, so they pretty much open the floodgates to you to do whatever. But the guy in this video,
Linux gaming quite a bit.
Yes, they really have, and I'm curious to see how it'll go. And the guy in the video doesn't really bring any of that up, but he then compares it to a PlayStation Vita and then says, "Oh wait, I can't compare it to a Vita. It's kind of different." But he also doesn't know anything about tech specs, despite saying that he I don't know. You gotta watch the insanity go down. Um, and then he was like, "I can fit my Switch in my
link to
pocket."
that video in like DMs or something. That sounds like it would be infuriating wreck to watch.
It's kind of like was it you guys that sent me that? I think it was. It was Netsu sent me the video of Super Eye Patch Wolf and his
Oh
Dell
god,
building.
no!
No, okay, so okay, just so just hear me out.
Oh no!
So I
came back at just the wrong time.
Real quick,
Oh.
I just want to say that the reaction I had to that Super Eye Patch Wolf video was the exact same reaction I had to that video that Down the Rabbit Hole put out about the naval accident. Like screaming.
Oh yeah, just I was fucking dying, man. I was so fucking mad because it's like, because what gets me is the over dramatization of the whole event. That's what makes me cringe the most. Where he's trying to make it this like massive like existential fucking Zoomer crisis in himself or something, and I just don't. Dude, you got scammed by Dell. Get over it.
So the other thing too about that is I was like, okay, I'll see if Griffin might want to take a gander at it. But people in his Discord had already linked it like a day or two before.
Oh yeah.
So they were already on the up and up.
Yeah. I'm not.
By that. Oh no, don't worry. So six is 5-0. He doesn't just compare it to the Vita. He also compares it in the next video where it's like the apology one. He then compares it to the Sega Game Gear and the Sega Nomad, and he throws in a couple of other things and like, these things lead to it being a failure. Lamau.
Oh god, no.
There, I put him in pop text.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but yeah, that Eye Patch Wolf video though was very painful because it was so bad. He even got his own thread on fucking technology on fucking /G, and everyone on there was like losing their shit over it as well. Because it's like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't expect everyone to be like me, right? I don't expect everyone to be tech literate and understand, right? This is the difference between like an AMD and a fucking Intel CPU socket and, all that kind of shit, right? But you see, this is why, if you're tech illiterate, before you go and buy something for fucking 200,000 euros or whatever, like, I think it was like 2,000 euro, like, before you go out and buy something for 2,500 euro or whatever, you might want to, I don't know, consult your simp Discord or something, or, I don't know, maybe, like, find someone you trust who knows a thing or two,
whole avenue of people.
Like, everything could have been solved if he had just been like, hey, friend who knows a thing about computers, can you, like, make me a computer that's good for editing or something, just maybe a little bit of gaming, maybe, like, nothing too extreme, like, I only want to spend, like, insert X amount here, right, or something like that, like, it's not, that's the thing, right, it's like, there are so many points where he could have course corrected, and somewhat mediated the problem, but because he's like, no, I have to fucking call Dell support. Dell has to fix this. It's like,
it's just the weirdest thing, and I don't know if Griffin will probably cover it. Like I said, it's probably something that's not really his angle.
Yeah. It's
there's a possibility.
But it's just, like, on my end, it's like I just can't. It just.
How can a human like this exist? I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. It can't be real. Can't be real. because it's like he brought a computer that's designed, because I was talking to Plot about this a little bit, because Plot looked it up, and he's like, no, this is a computer that's like designed for 3D CAD work in like an office environment, right? Like it's the type of computer that like a fucking business that does like 3D modeling and CAD stuff would purchase to like fill out an office, right? Like space, right? And so he buys one of those instead of like, I don't know, like shit, if he'd brought like a fucking Alienware or something, right? Because that's Dell as well, right? Still a bad idea because fuck that shit. But at least then it would be like, at least you're getting something like somewhat good, and you know, with parts
Necro,
as they are.
can you help me? Do you use After Effects for?
I don't.
Oh damn! Not a real AnyTuber.
Yeah, I don't see. So here's the thing: I actually had it downloaded and installed because I got it from a definitely legal place and did not download it illegally whatsoever. And I had to redo my my Windows operating system, so it like took it out, and I just didn't feel like installing it again.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get on that Windows 11 trying Necro.
I can't. According to Windows, I can't do anything.
You're gonna let Joe Biden download all your dick pics on your computer like Windows. Because that video of the guy screaming at the Windows 10 updates, that's my reaction to Windows 11. Because that shit's fucking wild. Yeah, I guess since we're on the topic of like tech related bullshit.
Yeah, I can't run it because Windows says, well, you need this little thing on your motherboard, and then I said I already have it, and then apparently they.
I think that's the stupidest shit. I don't understand why they're doing that at all. Why do they even need a TMP encryption chip? I think that's fucking retarded. It's like normies, right? Because this is the problem. Normies are not gonna know what the. Like, have you ever seen the Hank Hill meme where he's like, "Do I look like I know what a JPEG is?" And he just slowly gets like decompressed, right? That is literally what normies are going to be like with this TMP shit. They're going to be, do I look like I know what a TMP is? I just want to get my computer to run Windows 95 or some shit, alright? Like, I don't know what this TMP nonsense is. Just get it working, you know, like, it's so fucking wild to me that they expect people to just have, like, TMP nonsense on their motherboards. Or even how to enable it if it is on the motherboard, because sometimes it's not even enabled by default. Because 9 times out of 10, the only use case for a TMP encryption chip is if you're doing, like, BitLocker or, like, in a corporate environment where they want to have, like, stuff encrypted. You'd use a TMP chip so that people can't take files from the computer and put them on, like, another computer. Because the whole point is that it's supposed to be a chip on the computer that stores the encryption keys that's separate from the motherboard, so it can't get, you know, hacked or whatever, right? So if you took a file that was encrypted and put it in another computer, it's not going to work. But if you put it in the computer with the TMP chip in it, it will work, right? Because the encryption keys are there. So I don't know why they're requiring people to have that. And there's also the fact that they're not supporting certain CPUs past a certain year. I think they walked back on that a little bit, but I don't quite remember. I'd have to re-look into it again. But a lot of the decisions they're making for what seems to be just a UI refresh is very strange. Mm-hmm. And as far as I'm concerned, not Barack Obama, Joe Biden just wants to look at your dick pics, right? That's my conclusion.
Well, it's like you see this happen with Windows, but if this, maybe it's just because I have a very tunnel vision view on things at this point when it comes to like the computer stuff. If this were Apple, people would have been all over Twitter and they'd have been like, "Apple's the worst goddamn company ever. Why could they do this and restrict it to this?"
I think you are overestimating Apple fanboys a little bit. I think you need to lower your expectations down just a tad.
Well, I mean, at this point, what happened or what has happened recently is Apple has made it to where most of their devices, within reason, can still get the latest updates. So if it got the last update, then you can get this update, and it doesn't really require anything else. No TMP, no TPMs, no Googats or nothing.
Do I look like I know what the... Yeah.
So like, they figured it out, and even with like their iPhone, the iOS updates, it goes all the way back to the iPhone 6S, which was like... I don't even know how many years old is that thing? The iPhone 6S, I think, came out in 2015. Yeah, 2015, and they're still supporting it from 2015 with like the latest operating system. It used to not go back that far, but they're getting better about it. Apple's actually been getting better, but Windows, for some reason, said "hold my beer," and
yeah, I just don't. Yeah, it's a really silly decision. I think they're gonna walk back on it. I think that what will happen is no one's gonna upgrade to Windows 11, and they're gonna walk back on it, and they'll make it like, rather than being a requirement, it'll just be like highly encouraged or some shit, where they'll just make it like a thing that pops up when you install Windows 11. It'll just be like, hey, you kind of you should probably have this TMP thing, you know, so that we can look at your dick pics. All right.
We're definitely not spying on you. Just make sure you leave that camera uncovered.
I mean, like, we already know the NSA has no problem, like, getting your dick pics and sharing it around the office, so, like, you know.
I think I'm pretty okay with that. I think people can get a good laugh out of looking at my junk.
Remember to hug your local FBI agent.
Look, I'd be fine if, you know, they did it, if they would give me, like, a small tax break. You know, just like, we saw this, 5% off your taxes.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I went to the mountains recently? You said something about feds, and I was like, oh, I went to go meet up with the Fed, Lamau.
Oh, shit. Did you hugged your local FBI agent?
Well, he wasn't necessarily an FBI agent, but he definitely is more of a boots on the ground kind of guy. Went to the mountains this past Sunday, and boy, that was life-changing. I don't want to do it again, but I probably will.
I went to the mountains with these 12 friends I found on the internet.
They assured me.
We're all going to join a local, you know, freedom fighters group. It's so cool to have friends.
We're just gonna be buddies. We're gonna be K buddies up in the mountains.
What's that meme though? It's just like it's these like stick figures, and it's like, you know, a militia group, and it's like eight of them are like FBI agents, and then like the last one is like a socially inept autistic kid who thinks he has friends.
Oh man, I guess I could talk about that, Lolly. I got around to watching Sicario, and now I
you did.
Because that movie, it's a good movie though, really good. I fucking love that shit. That was some good shit. Like, goddamn.
The amount of research they would have had to have done, like, for like how operations on the ground actually, you know, go, had to have been fairly extensive, because everything was authentic in that film.
Yeah, it was really good. I would highly recommend watching Sicario. It was fucking great. I loved it. It was good shit. Yeah. I'm just keeping an eye on seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've not been paying attention to the. Oh,
yeah, at least
Ellie completely turned out. But yeah, shit. Ellie, what have you been watching, man?
Watching anime. I've been rewatching bits of Dr. Stone for that video that I was making. I'm only reading a little bit of the manga again. I think my point still stands that Senku is has an empty vision for what he wants to do. Tsukasa is, ambitious, but also has not really anything behind it.
So you're sympathizing with the Stalin-like communist.
Nah, but my point is that Tsukasa.
I'm fucking with you. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
What
Well,
I should.
I'm gonna thumbs down your video now.
Oh damn! No,
Oh.
I'm saying that Tsukasa is not even communistic at all because
No, he's not. Yeah. Now that's an old meme. Necro might not know about the old the in joke about Maname Matt.
Oh please, listen. He's not an anti-tuber anymore. We legally can't make fun of him.
Oh wait, is it? Wait, what? When did he stop being an anti?
So
what?
it was the video where he it's really the algorithm, but he was essentially saying, "Oh, I don't want to be an anti-tuber anymore. I want to make videos about stuff I want to talk about." And
You know
that's
what?
Pretty much it.
You know what? Good for him. Good for him. That's good attitude to have. Good on you, man.
What do you think his interest is that he actually wants to talk about?
Anime.
I swear to God. I swear to God, if it's anything other than like using his film degree to actually talk about film, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, he kind of does, because he talked. One of his latest videos is, "I watched that Netflix cartoon everyone slept on, and it's She-Ra."
Oh.
Don't worry.
You mean the one that like every Subaru driving lesbian has probably watched at this point?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but yeah, that's essentially the gist of it.
Oh yeah, I saw the video come up, but it wasn't good content for us. So
It's good content, yeah.
We couldn't farm it, and it's like I have no attachment to She-Ra. Like I know it was apparently something prior to it becoming like a cartoon series, but like don't know anything beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either, other than the fact that the reboot was not particularly well liked.
If I were to go on X Hentai and look up porn, would I be able to like learn about the series through that?
Maybe? I don't know.
So like Fate.
Yeah, I think so. I think someone's probably wrote a pretty good doujinshi about it.
But it's all I know is there was some recent controversy about Hera got announced, and I think it's being done by the same people that did Castlevania, and it looks like it's not like fucking, for lack of a better term, SJWified. It actually just looks like fucking He-Man, and people were getting mad because everyone was like, you guys all shat on She-Ra, but this is good. It's pandering to the studs, and yeah, it's pretty much the extent
Normal
of it.
shit.
Yeah, pretty much, because God forbid someone try to make a show that is just good and doesn't try to fucking push nonsense, like God forbid, right? Just
asking for a lot. Okay, sounds like a lot.
I know.
Well, I got a dip, boys. So you guys do the
streaming thing. It's good to see you, Necro. It's good to see you, Necro. We're just gonna shoot the shit for a few hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have fun. I'll be somewhere, not crying myself to sleep. But you guys have fun though.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I'd heard about something about Hera. I'm not particularly interested, but that's just the fucking. It's just the way shit is these days, like fucking. Unless it like is just pandering bullshit. No one seems like it's not allowed to exist. Can't have it.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the only thing I've watched recently that came out of the West was Invincible, and that didn't feel too pandery. Like it
has a couple of moments, but it's not that bad.
Yeah,
because I watched it as well.
That was a while back. See, outside of that, I think the only thing I watched recently was Gundam Hathaway, and man, Bio needs to get around to watching that so I can talk with him about how fucking amazing that movie is.
Yeah, you've been saying in other chats how fucking great it is.
Oh yeah, no, I've been jerking it off. Unironically, it's the best Gundam thing to come out in like 20 damn years.
someone in the chat has mentioned that they reckon the Steam Deck will be great for emulation. Yeah, no, I can agree. Because here's the thing, like the great thing about the Steam Deck is you can just strip the Steam OS off it and just put Windows on it. Like you can put Linux on it. People are saying you might be able to put Linux on it or something. So, yeah, there's a lot of potential there for the Steam Deck. Going back to that real quick, but on stuff that I've watched, obviously I'm watching Dragon Maid. I've gotten a couple of episodes into that, and it's pretty good. It's like, this is what annoys me about everyone like screeching about it. It's pretty much just more of the same. Like, it's just more Dragon Maid. Like, I don't know where all these people have suddenly come from that have discovered that Dragon Maid is a semi-ecchi series. Like, where were you for like the first season? Like, where were you?
The thing that kind of like gets me though is like, okay, it's ecchi in the sense that, like, you know, a show oriented towards the otaku audience in like the 2000s was ecchi, where it's like it's there but it's not all dominant. Like, okay, the first 2 episodes, because I actually did watch them, was you know, no indicator for, you know, whether or not I watched them or anything, but yeah, I actually haven't watched them, but
yeah, it's
my takeaway from it is that it was probably the it was one of the more innocuous things I watched recently. Like, I was struggling to find how people could be offended. Maybe it's just because I'm used to these types of things, but like, most of the story was setting up Iruru as a character, and then her having her little character arc thing. And it was actually a pretty solid character arc, and there was times when, you know, just looking at what they were saying, this must have been something that was kind of hard for them to write.
Yeah, and it's... Yeah, I just don't get people that are losing their minds.
Yeah, no one's talking about that. Nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about the fact that Takamoto is being posthumously credited as chief director. You know.
Yeah. No,
I did see it mentioned.
Everyone's talking about the ethics of fucking dragon titties. Yeah, it's great. It's God, I hate it, man. I hate it. Because it just bogs down all the conversation. Like, even now, like we were talking a little bit before about the ANN article that came out recently, where they're like, oh, you know, kid fucking or something. It's like,
normal.
It's, oh God, what was that fucking tweet from the forum that you? I think I saw that when I woke up. You tweeted something about some forum post where someone was like, fucking.
I just said that, you know, normal stuff for like ANN to have a review like that, like.
Yeah, it's not.
Like ANN was the website that led the boycott for Kodomo no Jikan when it was originally going to come to the West. So it doesn't surprise me that they'd still have somebody that, like, their whole thing has almost always been that they almost feel kind of, it always feels like they're ashamed to be talking about anime. Like, they always feel like they're ashamed of it. And a lot of them, I know Zach was a failed like movie critic, because he mentioned this in a podcast a long ass time ago. But he unironically thought he was going to be like the next Roger Ebert. You know, in the year of internet reviews, you're going to be the next Roger Ebert. No, like, Roger Ebert, that was
Roger Ebert. Yeah.
And so yeah, no, it feels like they're always constantly ashamed of it, and it always results in them having this disconnect with the people who actually watch anime. So like,
yeah,
and God, it's really pretentious. I would have to remember, because I used to listen to ANN's podcast back in like the late 2000s. You know, it's, you know, anime podcasts at the time weren't something that were just really a thing. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to this once a month. And there was like a bunch of weird things they talk about. Like, there was always this, like, they almost felt like they had to fix the industry so they could actually talk about it in 10 years and shit like that. It was really weird. So like, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is the website where, when C3 came out, they were trying to say that, it was insensitive for Japan to release this, after the Sandy Hook shooting. Assuming they gave a crap, they're doing the stereotypical American thing of pretending like the world revolves around them.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Yeah.
And then what was the other one? I remember when Cross Ange first premiered. They had a massive shitstorm about the scene where it's kind of implied that the lady gives a anal probe to the main character using a cyborg arm, which I think was like kind of implied, but also not really a thing. It was kind of weird. But yeah, so and also they're doing that when she enters prison and everything, and they had a big like shitstorm about that. And
so it's not shocking that they're having a big shitstorm about fucking Kobayashi growing a dick, because it seems.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because look, because here's the thing, right? And it's so easy to see what's gonna piss them off, because. Yeah, any mention of fucking Shun shit, right? And that's it. It's over. You've committed the sin. You've committed the sin, right? Like Kobayashi getting the dick as like a narrative device for those first like 3 episodes, right? Or those first 2 episodes. I mean, it's pretty much over by the end of the 2nd episode, because I think I've got to watch the one that came out today or yesterday. So I'm not full. I think I'm only at episode 2. But yeah, so that just that event happening, take all of the context out of it, all of the it's used as a little bit of a joke, and the joke's payoff is actually pretty good, if you ask me. I thought it was quite funny. Like it's really fucking annoying that these people you can't like they're trying to create these rules. It's like, oh no, you can't joke about this. You can't have this content in this. You're not allowed to have this at all. There's no possible context in which you're allowed to explore these ideas. And I fucking I just hate it. I just hate it because it limits creative storytelling, right? Like, it limits the possibilities of what people can do in their art, because you'll have these people just be like, oh, you can't have the character grow a dick? That's transphobic. Oh, that's oh, no, you can't make a joke out of that. That's even though it was not even talking about trans shit at all. Like, it was not...
Yeah, it was just hey, I'm going to, God, that's the thing. You can't even really explain it without explaining the entire episode. And it's like, anybody who watches it would be able to understand the context in which it's being made. And it's like, God, it was really bizarre. So it's like, and the thing is, like, well, people are focusing on this. There is literally a show this season that is basically a Shota getting into an apartment with like 4 older women, and it's like kind of an ecchi harem thing.
What are you talking about, Lolly? Men can't be sexually assaulted. What do you mean by this?
But missing the larger point for the smaller ones is typical, because the same season where, what was it? Shield Hero got all the flack for being pro-slavery and all that whatnot. My favorite show ever of all times, Slime, had...
We can't go an episode. Literally can't go in, even in a new fucking video format known as live streaming. Ellie physically cannot stop himself, right? Literally cannot stop himself.
I'm talking about the Slime show that like nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah. No one cares about
Tell
Slime
me one person who cares about Slime.
I do, because Slime has some good old slavery going on right in plain daylight, which makes all the people think it's the normal thing to do, to just enslave people. all day, every day. Yes, sure, give them and it will be eternally gratitude. They'll give you your internal gratitude and work for free for the rest of their lives, all for you. This
Sounds like a
isn't
good deal, actually.
this isn't slavery at all.
That sounds like a good deal, actually.
And of course, because they have no culture, they are all barbaric with no culture. Lizardmen have a kingdom, a throne, a society. Fuck that. They have no culture. What they need is Japanese culture, because they didn't have any culture before. That's
the
why.
show is sounding incredibly based, by the way. You're up talking the show, and I could not for the life of me get through like 2 episodes of it.
Because you didn't see the cultural imperialism, the pro-slavery attitudes, the extent.
Well, thankfully I dropped out of college.
Yeah. Well, and also the fun part is that later in like second season, there's a part where, because the kingdom that Rimuru, the slime, creates, directly negatively impacted another country. So that other country goes to the slime country and says, "We're going to fuck you up because you fucked us over." And slime says, "Well, lol, who cares?" And then they attack and blah blah blah. And then somebody slime cares about dies. Oh no. Oh no. What our slime protagonist does is then kill off the entire army. Like tens of thousands of people are dead. And that's fine, because with their souls, he's going to resurrect the few people on his side.
What the fuck?
Okay, you are actually making this show sound awesome, because that is incredibly based.
Because they are all evil for following orders from a country that is negatively impacted by his actions.
Do you think?
Fucking hilarious.
Okay, can we get in contact with the slime author and ask him whether or not he approves of a future invasion of Iran? Because I'm interested to see his answer given the context of this.
He did. From what I was told, he did get told that, dude, you're basically doing some sphere of prosperity thing going on. The Japanese imperial sphere was
6650. Thanks for the liking our videos in the chat. You're a cool dude. Cool dude. You like our videos. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We love the people. We love our 5 fans.
Dick South.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So basically, Offer was told, yeah, you're basically doing massively imperialistic Japan over here, and he goes, sorry, that wasn't my intention.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
I might have to give this show another chance. That sounds really fun.
So yeah, I watched like the first season, and then I started the second season, and I was just like, this is actually kind of, like, that was the point where it did get boring for me, because it was like, oh, we're introducing like these new characters or something, and like they're gonna fight, and it's just like,
well, all what I described is very Death of the Author. Author didn't intend to do this, but it is what happened.
Yeah. But like, my thing with Slime is it suffers from, because it's trying to do the whole like overpowered character thing, right? Like, you know, One Punch Man or whatever. But with Slime, it just ends up being boring, because the guy is trying to set up all of these like conflicts, right, between countries and wars and stuff that have like high stakes, you know? Like, I mean, the first season that I watched, it was like the Orc invasion with the pigmen or whatever, and like this giant army, and the pig leader is this big buff boy who's like got all of this or like he's got this power where he eats his own men and it makes him invincible and all this shit. And it's like, I know how this is going to end, right? Like, I know what's going to happen, right? I literally saw fucking Rimuru, like, 4 episodes ago consume a fucking deity, right? Like, I know... I know what's gonna happen here, right? And that kind of... Like, because there are ways you can do the overpowered main character and have it work and not be boring as shit, right? But the way that Slime does it, I think they do it the wrong way. Because you kind of you don't have that sort of like, okay, I know how this is going to end, but I'm interested to see how it ends, right? It's just kind of like, no, I know how this is going to end. Rimuru is just going to do some like crazy overpowered bullshit that's going to fucking like decimate the enemy or something. And that's going to end the conflict, right?
So
and then there's
the
going to be
difference
some
is with
kind of
there's a
resolution.
difference with Tanya or Overlord, which are series that both happened around the same time, or got written around the same time, with Overlord and Tanya being earlier than Slime. In Overlord, it's always about how Ainz socially tries to keep up the facade that he is a great evil guy. So it doesn't really matter how much how he kills the enemy. It's more of a question of how evil is he willing to go, and what are his justification for
There's
it.
there's also the fact that Overlord is more character driven with the side cast as well. A lot, like there are a lot of parts of Overlord where Ainz isn't even the main character.
No, it's
Essentially,
like the
it's
entire
focusing,
the 4th book is all the Lizard Men, and the 6th book is all the Kingdom of Men, where Ainz barely shows up at all.
Yeah. So yeah,
if I'm right,
that's a key.
That's
a key, and that's what I mean, right? There are ways you could, like, because that's the thing. Yeah, Ainz is a massively overpowered character in that universe, but that's why, like, they focus more on the side cast, because the side cast, even though they're also overpowered in their own ways, right? Like the different floor guardians, right?
They're all Sheltier.
Yeah, they're all overpowered in their own ways. It's not to the same extent, and then you also have the human characters, which are obviously not immortal, that you can also get attached to their stories along with it. So that's what I mean, where it's like there are ways you can do the overpowered character trope and not have it just be, oh, all right, whatever. And someone in the chat has asked us about High School of the Dead. It's a classic. Absolute classic. Brilliant piece of media. Can't go wrong.
I never really watched it though.
I watched the shit out of that. When I was
do you like gore and tits? If you like both of those, and by extension do in fact have male genitalia, yes, you'll probably like High School of the Dead. Just don't go into it thinking it's like some masterpiece. It is very schlocky.
It's a classic in the way that like a 90s B movie is a classic.
Yeah, I was reading the manga way back when, and I really appreciate.
Oh my god! Speaking of times that ANN's perked out, God, it's funny. I can remember all these specific instances of like that website just in general being awful, and like it comes out of the ether to me sometimes. Like, okay, I remember when the first episode of High School of the Dead aired, one of the, it was Zach. Zach did a review where he was like, I guess because like he was upset that there was like some sort of erotic shit going on while people were dying, and he was trying to basically call it snuff porn. And people were well, no, here's the thing. People were pointing out to him that most movies in the 80s, most slasher flicks, mix that. Yeah, and he was trying to say, oh, well, they kept it separate, which is like, no, there's literally a scene in fucking Nightmare on Elm Street where somebody gets impaled while she's getting fucked on a bed.
Yeah, and that's part of what was, inspired High School of the Dead in a sense, right? Like High School of the Dead is like a Japanese fucking version of that.
Yeah.
So it's rest in peace, the author, by the way.
I could probably have like an entire. I could probably compile like 20 years worth of garbage that ANN has like either done or people and staff have said that just like they really only have any credibility or like presence online.
Our boy Joshua Taylor in the chat coming in with the hard hitting questions for I guess Ali and the rest of us. Besides Overlord, what other light novels have overpowered characters as well? Quite a few. I mean, Ali mentioned Tanya before.
Yeah, I guess Tanya's. You know that Tanya's going to blow everything away with the big prayer, but the thing is, she hates the prayer, so it's always when will she do the prayer thing, and that's the overpowered dilemma.
If you read, I think both the novel and the manga, it's less apparent in the anime, but there is a plot line where the more she uses the prayer, it kind of corrupts her brain.
Yeah,
it's causing her to like become more and more like crazy. So there's a bit of like a downside to the power there, which is interesting. So that's a good example. But what else other than those two? What else have we got? The question's been poised to us.
Let me.
In terms of light novel, the main character of what was it, Irregular at Magic High School or whatever it was.
Yeah, I keep hearing about that. People keep telling me that that's good, and I don't know anything about it.
Good is okay. I wouldn't say good. It is very audacious in a lot of the things it does.
Hey, look, here it is. I knew he was gonna bring.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, no, the main character of that is hilariously overpowered to the point where like he's able to fight trained anti-magic military personnel by himself, like a Chad. Also, everybody, and especially his little sister, just gets wet around him.
Yeah, but anyway, not most isekai, that's the wrong thing to say. Say a good deal of the anime adapted isekai have a somewhat overpowered character in some sense, or a character that exploits their abilities in some sense. Gate is that, of course, a modern military nation invades a late medieval world, and they are massively overpowered. Tsukaima is not. Sword Art Online is only like in the first season. You got Overlords. Knights of Magic is more in the sense of the knowledge of mecha. Being Gunpla fan means you suddenly have the inherent ability to design mechs somehow. Mushoku Tensei.
Slightly off topic, but I just wanted to bring this up because you brought up Knights and Magic. Yeah, I was actually surprised by that series getting included in the new Super Robot Wars game that's coming out.
Oh.
That was pretty interesting.
That is surprising. But yeah, there's in my bake list I could go on like Problem Child's Mondai Dachi and Problem Child's Have It Easy. Not that I have it easy. Or something in another world. Mondai G.
Also, Joshua, just so you know, we will get to your questions in the chat, but we can only do so many topics at a time. So we go for the best.
Cautious Hero is not a parody of it, but more of an extreme version.
It's extreme version, yeah.
Bofuri is more of the laid-back version. Then you have Hamefura, which is more of a falling into overpoweredness version.
No need to apologize, Joshua. It's all good. I'm just letting you know because I don't want you to think we're ignoring you because we're not ignoring you. It's just we're gonna talk about so much at once.
Yeah, how to not summon Demon Lord is another version of socially awkwardness negates the overpoweredness.
Yeah.
And 300 years of slime is I'm overpowered, let's not do any work whatsoever and avoid all conflict.
There's also obviously MILF Mommy and her 2-hit combos being a good
I didn't include that one because while it very much feels like an isekai, it isn't really, and I have to set some boundaries. It's even if it's revealed at the end, it's actually a fantasy world where we're going. The initial premise is they're going to an MMO, so.
So I guess because Josh was giving us some great topics to talk about. Corpse Party.
Never
Rise.
played it.
Yeah, haven't played
Corpse
that
Party.
either.
Oh my god, I'm the only one here who's played it. Yeah, I should get around to that. Yeah, at least play the first game, I would say. The other ones, like Book of Shadows and everything after that, just play the first one. It's good on its own.
And then Guilty Gear Strive. I haven't played Guilty Gear. I mean, I fucking love the style and the music. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't played. I played a little bit. Like I had a friend who brought it over once, and we played it a little bit, but I haven't got a lot of experience with fighting games.
I've never played Guilty Gear. I just know that the girl with the anchor goes Tosugeki.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, don't know. I ain't a fighting game guy.
Bullshit blazing. Yeah. I fucking love that song. It's so good. Did you actually know, Lolly? You'd like the new character that they announced. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but so he is a fucking fat American eye-patched war general who fights with a coffin that contains the alien from Area 51 in it. It's fucking great. I'm not joking. You can look it up. It's fucking great. It's amazing.
Gold Lewis Dickinson. What the hell's that name? Yeah, no, I'm looking at it now. That's cool,
it's fucking great. Yeah. He looks fucking great. You see, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I just love the style. I love the style of Guilty Gear. It's just fucking great. Yeah, Goldwill's Dickinson. He's just this it's great because he's literally like what you would expect a Japanese person to stereotype an American as. He's just this big ass fucking badass Texan dude. He's with a fucking big belt buckle, military uniform. He's got the fucking,
See, this is another reason why Bio should have been here, because I would be able to tell him this, or he would be able to back me up on the Tale of Texas Mac.
Yeah.
The best Getter Robo character.
But yeah, no, it's good shit, man. It's good shit.
My pre-render seems to be always going to my C drive, which is a small ass SSD.
So have you
you're working on
read...
that? Oh,
yeah. So Lolly, have you read the Corpse Party manga? Because I haven't.
No. I've watched the OVA though.
Speaking of manga, I guess Manga Dix is back. Manga Dix is back. Manga Dix is back. I've been reading all the shit because everything's getting updated. Yay!
Yeah, that's cool.
I've been catching up. Mostly, the one that's been really great to catch up with is DeadTube. That's been good. That's been really great. I've been enjoying that shit.
I need to hop on that train.
You should. It's actually because the thing with DeadTube is it's trash, right? But it's good. It's I don't like.
I heard there's a school shooting in it. And
there's a school shooting.
That immediately makes a Kino.
It's not trash. It's it's good, but I guess trash-y would be the way to describe it, right? It knows what it is, right? Like the author clearly knows that he's making something that's just batshit. So it's just been progressive. It gets progressively more crazy the more it's progressed, and it's fucking amazing. I love it. It's great. So I've been reading that. I'm just looking at what's been updated recently. Oh yeah, looking up to Magical Girl's got a bunch of chapters updated, so I read the fuck out of that the other day. That was a good
Isn't
read.
that getting isn't that getting an adaptation?
I fucking hope so, cause man, if that shit gets animated, I hope it gets a hentai version, cause that shit is that is some good shit. Looking up to Magical Girls is the good shit. All right, I don't care about the plot or any of that shit. That is some classic ecchi nonsense right there, and we need more of that shit in our lives. It's good. What else have we got here that I'm looking at? Oh yeah, the what's the English fucking name of it? Because I can't be fucked right. Because it's one of those. Oh yeah, the Dark Massacre of a Vengeful Hero, which is kind of like the gore version of Redo. Like it's essentially. I think Bio likes it more than Redo, because I've talked to him about it. Because I like Redo more, because Redo's more on the sexual side, whereas this is way more on the gore side. It's kind of like they're like polar opposites of each other. It's quite interesting. Its most recent chapter was very, very metal, where the guy takes the princess, keeps her alive after she's been impaled, crucifies her onto a cross, casts a spell on the cross that keeps her alive, and then you just like he just sends like all of these like wolves and insects to like eat her, and it's fucking graphic as shit. So she's being kept alive while crows pick out her eyes, and fucking you have all these insects like superimposed onto her and crawling around and fucking biting her and shit. It's pretty fucking brutal. But it's honest in its brutality, right? Like it's fucking. Oh man, I was like, woof. That's some shit you got there. So yeah, I've been reading that got some updates. I'm just going through the feed and seeing what's been updated. I Redo itself. Oh, not Redo. Yeah, Redo itself got some updates. Girls Frontline manga got updates. Fuck yeah. Reading the shit out of that. It's depression frontline time, lolly. Get ready. It's time. The time has come for the depression. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of reading, I guess. I'm going to have a look at what's going on in the chat. Yeah, so we've got favorite manga and doujinshi artists.
Artists. That's more difficult because
there's so many. Yeah. there's so many.
I mean, what's 1 second?
If I'm just thinking of like H manga artists, then that would probably be Ryomoto Hatsumi would probably be my favorite one that's still currently publishing.
So Kaoru Mori, the one with Bride's Tale.
Mm-hmm.
Good art.
Yeah, it's hard for me because I follow so many of them and I love them all. Right, like it's hard for me to like nail down a name of one that I really like.
What's the name of the guy who did 5-star stories?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Nagano, of course. Yeah, Mamoru Nagano is also a really good artist. He was also an animator for many, many years. But yeah, he's one of my favorite, just like in general, artists.
Yeah, Nihei.
Oh, that's the Blame Arthur.
Yeah, and Knights of
Yeah.
Sidonia, it's the latest.
Oh, his shit from Knights of Sidonia was great.
Yeah.
He has this really good thing where he gets across how scale works.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
Have you
we
finished
gotta- we
it,
gotta-
by the way?
We got a fucking man of culture bringing up 774 in the chat.
Nanashi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man of culture. Man of culture.
Check out his fan box.
Yes, definitely check out the fan box. Like he's
Are
still,
you in on it?
I haven't jumped in on it yet. I haven't set up my fan box to actually start paying people yet. But I'm considering it. I'm definitely considering it because if he's actually still fucking making shit, that is
Well,
'cause he's a
well, the thing is that because he's busy, because it became a chore for him to keep his fanbox obligations, he just said, I'm not going to do this monthly anymore. Unsubscribe as you wish, and when you see something, pay me for that month, and then stop again.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So
he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
So like, not this month, but the month prior to this, he posted another story with his usual amputee, voluntary humiliation, and all that stuff.
Fucking based. He's a baseman. Yeah. Thoughts on the criticism of SAO? I think SAO kind of deserved a lot of the hate it got, but at the same time, it was a bit overblown.
Because, as always, the author was 15 and they published it when he was like 20, so...
It wasn't even the story that he wanted to get, like, his... we've talked about this on the cast before, but, it was, whatchamacallit, shit, I can't even remember.
Excel World.
Excel, yeah. It was, Excel was the one that he actually wanted to get published proper, and was, like, his one that he liked more. And he put more work into, and he wrote after he had gained more experience as well. But then it just turned out that everyone liked SAO, and then he had to kind of fucking course swerve into that more, which is it's just interesting. But yeah, I think that a lot of the like SAO is bad, I guess, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I think it's like a lot of the hate for I think it was just because it was popular. Like, everyone was hating on it because it was popular to hate on it, and obviously you got views for hating on it, and it's one of the downsides of the whole YouTube. Everyone fucking parrying the opinions of fucking YouTubers instead of actually coming up with their own independent thoughts, because that's apparently something we have to deal with now.
Well, the good thing that it shows is that you can't control what becomes popular. So... You know the author of Saxon Dungeon, right?
Yes, that guy.
You know that he has
I read that. Yeah.
You know that he has like 20 other works. And this was the one that got popular. So even though he has other works that he may be more proud of or likes better himself,
the one about fucking in the dungeon is the one. Is the one. Saxon Dungeon's actually pretty good though. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's been ramping. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something.
Yeah.
All right. It's been ramping up a little bit. Like he's got the harem together now, and they're all kind of under his wing, and he's going into it. Oh man, Joshua doesn't know about fucking 774. See that's the thing. I never call him Nanashi or whatever, because like I've always known him as 774.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. But it's like, yeah, people get confused when I say that. But it's like, no, I've always known him as 774, so I just call him 774. Like, yeah, he's the man of culture. Men of culture know about the Nagatoro author's past works, especially if you go all the way back to the beginning when it was he was doing mostly the gore shit. That's how you know someone is like an old fag, when they remember that nonsense.
Though you can't confuse him with some other author, some Kudo Iro, I think the name is. It looks kind of similar, but it's different authors.
Yeah. I haven't read any of the doujinshi of the Redo Healer artist. I'd have to look into it. I mean, based off the stuff in Redo, I'd say they probably make good stuff. Elfenlied, I actually don't think I see. I've heard about Elfenlied because obviously the memes and shit about it, but I don't recall.
Elfenlied, it's German, so
yeah, it's classic anime.
Yeah, it's more it's very much an intro thing, from way back. Look at the shocking. Oh, look, she's nude. Oh, look at the gore. It was more of a shocker at the time, and a more than it is a particularly good show, because
it's fun if you're into things like that. I actually still, unironically, really like Elfenlied, specifically because of its you don't get a lot of things that are like that gory as much anymore. It seems. Same reason I like Brynhildr, which was by the same author. God, and they left out a lot of the crazier shit that happened in the manga for Elfen Lied in the anime. Like, you never got to see the girl who like pisses herself constantly, so she has to wear diapers.
Well, that's in the anime, but it's only
No,
one
it
thing.
wasn't.
Yeah, it
No,
was.
it wasn't.
Yes.
I do not remember her being in the anime.
Well, it's more implied, and it only happened once, I believe. But there's a moment in the anime where she was walking up the stairs, and suddenly she can't walk anymore, and then they have to go home or something.
No, that's a different. No, there was an entire character whose gimmick was that she had to wear diapers because she pissed herself.
Yeah, no, I believe that's in the anime.
What an amazing argument!
I would have to rewatch that because I cannot remember that.
We're gonna argue about whether or not there was a fucking diaper fetish character in this goddamn anime.
Yeah,
fucking,
and I would say of the two, if people were to ask me, okay, either Elfen Lied or Brynhildr, which one I should watch, I would probably say Brynhildr because Brynhildr as a ride is a lot more fun. A lot more batshit things happen, and just as like a little spectacle thing to have fun with. Yeah, Elfen Lied's a classic to me. Everyone in my high school had watched it. Almost everyone in my damn high school had watched it.
Yeah.
It's also one of my early anime watches, but it's also the time I was reading Love Hina and Negima, a little bit later after that, and.
The good old days.
And I was reading Red River, a very shoujo manga. Girl gets teleported into the past in ancient Egypt, and with a little bit of modern knowledge, she figures out that iron is pretty good actually. So then she has some iron chariots, and then she crushes them, and then there's this king, which is kind of rapey, going after her, which she doesn't like, but he's kind of jealous when she's talking to other guys, and then it's okay. And
they meet a male interest in a shoujo manga that isn't at least kind of rapey.
So yeah, it was very shoujo from that time. And I liked when I read it at the time, but I sold all the mangas that I had at some point, and that.
Tokyo Red Riding Hood manga? Question mark?
No.
No, I don't think I've read that either.
What you should read is Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just typing in the chat because someone was talking about the fucking man. Some based individual made an amazing website about On Takahashi and Iburu Comics, or whatever it's called, and like shit, man, that is some good shit right there. I might even just link it in the chat for everyone because it's like, goddamn, that shit needs to get passed the fuck around.
Lolly, I need to know: have you finished Knights of Sidonia?
Yes.
You know, near the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you see the captain's eye through the mask.
Yeah.
That's a very good panel.
It absolutely is. Of that, and then like the fucking crazy 2 to 3 page spread of the canon he uses.
Yeah.
You know, that big. Yeah, no, it's great.
So, Magical Girl Rising Project and Magical Girl Sight. I don't believe I watched those. Those are the fucking edgy ones, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't go to. I have people who watched it and they say themes are pretty obvious, etc. Power, costs, social paralogs, analogs. I was told that the issue isn't power corrupts or that systems are bad. It's more once an asshole is on top of the system, things get bad. Even though the system is good and fair and honest, when some asshole is at the top, everything is just terrible.
No, I do enjoy me some edge every now and then. You got to have a little bit of that. You gotta have a little bit of sharpness in your life, you know. You gotta.
Just gonna cut for a little bit. I think I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah.
A bit early because
yeah,
I actually do need to. I do actually
Do
need
some
to. Yeah, I need to do my cardio for today.
Well,
so,
we've been going for a bit, and I think we can say that this little experiment has been a success. We've done a little thing. Yeah, this whole thing has basically just been a little experiment to do live streaming stuff, and perhaps maybe at some point we can, we might do a few live reacts. We might do a few, other little shows like this where we just kind of,
But
just have a bit of a sit down.
to be very fair, our recordings don't differ that much from a live thing.
Yeah, not really. No. We mostly were doing the recording stuff because it I don't know, it was a little bit easier on us in a sense. Because we released, I don't know. But we'll look into it. We'll look into it. But I guess for now, we'll finish off with what's your favorite doujinshi and why, from our boy Joshua Taylor in the chat. Favorite doujinshi? Fuck. That's
Offer the favorite doujinshi offer.
No. The last one he posted. The last one he posted was doujinshi, not author.
But doujinshi is an offer.
okay, we know what he's talking about. Okay. People don't know a lot of technical language. So just like
fucking.
I'm just gonna guess that question means what's your favorite H manga?
Eron.
Shut up. I'm gonna come over to the Netherlands and I am going to completely upend your economic policy.
I'm having a look. For,
yeah, because I'm actually trying to think and.
Yeah.
It's
hard because there's so many. Like I could talk about the. I could talk about Blood Dragon because I quite enjoyed reading that one. I could talk about the work of obviously the work of Asagi and Victim Girls, the work of fucking God. I mean, obviously 774 we mentioned before. He's got a whole bunch of works that are really good. Like the Smug Vampire one's fucking amazing.
Oh, you feel yeah.
God, yeah, because I'm just going through like my favorite.
Yeah, because like with doujinshi, it's one of those, or if Ero manga, it's one of those things where it's very dependent on like what I'm in the mood for, whether I want to be depressed after the fact, whether I hate myself in the moment, whether I want to read something that's actually interesting. Like what was it? A retake of Evangelion was one that was actually interesting.
The works of there's an artist I think that they're called Mana or Mana. They do some really good works. They have a really nice start like rendering on their images. They've done quite a number of works. Let me have a look here. Yeah, the last work they put out. If you go on nhentai, right? I'm going to teach you all a little trick. If you go on nhentai, you go to a random work, and then you replace the numbers, right, in the link. If you replace the numbers to 3655508, you'll get to that artist in one of their recent works. So yeah, I quite like them. They do some good stuff. But it's hard. It's hard to actually like nail down like a favorite because there's just so many really good works out there from people that you could talk about. Shit, dude.
Okay. I'm just going to like shove a name in the chat, and everybody can go on their own time. Look that up, and they can see what my tastes are, I can't mention that, so
Yeah, we're gonna start doing hentai recommendations and fucking goddamn YouTube stream recommendations.
Yeah. That would be mine. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
God will judge you if you read that one, but
look. Here's what you do, right? You just follow me on Twitter, and I'll retweet you the good shit.
Oh my God, he fills his entire timeline. I don't know where you find half this shit.
I follow a lot of artists, man. That's how I find it. Like, because here's the thing, right? Once you say, like, I have become like, I know we're kind of, you wanted to leave and we're dragging this on a little bit, but like, listen, I have become a master of the Twitters, right? Of understanding how Twitter functions to find porn, right? So the way here's the thing, right? With Twitter, Twitter is really good for finding shit that's related to other shit, because Twitter has a really good algorithm where if you go on someone's page, right? So let's say I go on like a BDSM artist page, right? And they mostly do BDSM art. There are a number of avenues you can go to find more content that's BDSM related. The first one is you look on the side at other people to follow, right? And you click on view more, and you'll get just a giant list of accounts that are all related, right? And then you can also look at, okay, who's following that account? Who are they following? And before you know it, you've got like a rabbit hole that you can go down. And that's how I find all these artists, right? Because then once you start following these artists, they'll retweet each other. They'll retweet other artists that have retweeted other artists. And before you know it, you've got an entire feed that's nothing but amazing artwork, right? And it's great. It's fucking brilliant. Like, people shit on Twitter as a platform, but no joke, unintentionally, it is a fantastic platform for fucking hentai art, right? It's fucking crazy when you actually look into it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So I guess me giving out the secret of the Fountain of Youth is probably a good place to cap off the show. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Wait a minute. I didn't say anything yet.
Oh yeah, Ellie, what's your
So I've been going through my physical Dojin collection to come up with some names. Tony, T2 Artworks. Tony is a good artist, but not really.
Yeah, I forgot.
Then I do have Mizuru K.
Ah, yep, I know him.
I mean, he's a kind of a Holocaust denier. The Japanese didn't
who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
He didn't rape anybody. The Japanese didn't rape anybody during World War II. Abarenbo Tengu. It's kind of a more out there choice. You have the good old DL Action.
Ah, yep.
Classic.
Yep.
Damn
it!
Behind
I forgot
Moon.
one.
Behind Moon is another artist.
While you're going through, I'll jump in with. There's an artist called I think it's Wataka Matashu or something. They do a lot of these really short, like these little short kind of dojins that are really, really nice. The artwork is fantastic in them. So I'll just put the name in the chat for people to go look them up. So keep going if you've got any more.
I think I lost my train of thought, but that's another out there choice is Domestic Animals and Hooligan. Yes. Mark II.
Oh yeah, fucking goddamn it. HUQU. That guy he does a lot of Girls Frontline stuff. Fuck man, he's been doing a lot of he did a work about fucking Girls Frontline characters getting fucking dick attachments and stuff. Oh, it's so good. It's fucking great.
I can't forget Abubu.
Oh yeah, can't forget.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ababu's fucking amazing. Yeah. Maybe we should do that. We should do like a hentai cast sometime. We'll just do a We'll do a fucking. Do what the trash taste. We'll give you the real trash taste fucking hentai cast, because those guys are not. Listen. I watched that cast. I mean, they had some good picks. I'll give them that. They had some good picks. I was actually surprised because a lot of their picks were not like normie shit. Because I was expecting them to just do all normie shit, but they didn't. They actually had some really interesting choices there for Connor to read. But if you want the real shit, you want the real shit. Yeah, we'll
Go get the Empress light visual novels.
Yeah, great. I like a lot of Hypnosis Toho Dojins. Not one for Thuda or Yuri tags. In many Toho. Yeah, Toho is just like a fucking treasure trove of shit, man.
So
That gives so many dojins.
Pen 10 or Pen 10 has a lot of hypnosis, kind of sexuality normalization. How do you call it?
Is that the guy? I don't know if that's the guy that did what was it? King App. Is that guy or is
No,
that?
that's what's his called again?
What's
Other guy.
What's his name? I have a Takatitsu. Takatitsu. I'll just put the fucking name in the chat.
Well,
yeah, he did.
No, we are not going to.
King Zap is great.
Yeah,
I'm not link. No, I'm just posting names in the chat. Look, it's not a problem. It's just names. It's not links to anything. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
And it's very. There are many names who are named already.
Yeah, look. We can't spoon feed you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do a little bit of sleuthing on your own. All right, like. I'm sure, I mean, we're talking about stuff like, King App and stuff, which are not too difficult to find if you know what you're doing. 177978 is the code for that one, which is a really good one. King, if you like that sort of hypnosis, mind control type stuff, King App is just Kino. That's really good. Yeah, no, we should start. We should stop because we could go on for like the next 5 hours talking about Dojin. The fucking critical critique Dojin cast. We're gonna have to do that sometime.
Oh,
we will do that
fun.
as a live stream. Yeah, we'll do it as like a live stream like this, but we'll make it specifically about just talking about. Like we'll all kind of like get a list or something of good stuff and go from there. But anyway, yeah, I think Lolly's about to die, so we should probably...
Yeah, I really do actually need to go do my cardio, or I will, in fact, die in the next few years.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, people in the chat. It's been a lovely time. We might do another one of these sometime.
Yeah.
And in the interim, we've got a few videos on the back burner that'll probably come out over the course of the next few months / weeks. So keep an eye out for those. And yeah, other than that, we will. Catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Later.
Bye.
And this time I will be the one who closes down.
Oh no, we're gonna be caught hot mic talking about our fetishes and shit. It's gonna be bad. Oh no.
Oh no.
Time to insult everybody